Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome to Tabletop Baseball Digest. This is your host, Tony Porter, and what do we have here? An unboxing. Yeah, I picked up a couple of things over Christmas. It usually takes me a while to get to them, so I'm going to open it up here for everybody. This is one box, right? We're going to open one box and see what stuff this is that I got. I ordered a few different things. Found some decent deals. People wanted to get rid of stuff. They just didn't really care too much about how much they got. Just wanted to get rid of stuff. They didn't, people like their space, right? Their space. And when I will get to this stuff, who knows? Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe never. But I got it. I received it. Let's see what this is. All right, here goes. All right, this looks like 2019. 2019 Phillies, 2019 Milwaukee, 2019 Cubs, St. Louis. These are huge sets of per team. I can feel there's a lot of heavy cards in here, first of all. So let's see what we got here. 2019 is one of my favorite seasons because the Mets had what I thought was one of their better staffs, and that pitching staff remained healthy through most of the year. So they had the same five guys going out for quite a while, and the Mets ended the season 10 games above 500. I think they were 86 and 76 in that season. So let's get to the Mets. I've started to play that season with several games and always kind of stop because I get sidetracked by 70s games, But I really like that season, and who knows? I may do it again. All right, let's see what we got here. And oh, shoot. And this is going to be Play Ball Baseball by Greg Sovan, a family member of Field Day and Fall Classic. So here we got Noah Syndergaard. I've played this game a couple of times, and then I kind of stopped. I never bought anything, I don't think. I think I just played the practice, but I was so into other things that I was doing that I didn't commit myself. But here are the cards. They're in very, very nice shape. Fascinating. Righty, 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 lefty, lefty, lefty. So there's more splits on this game, seems. K1, K2, K3, K4, K5, K6, K7, That's Joe Panic. He played with the Mets a little while in that season. Ahmed Rosario was their shortstop. Interesting guy. I think he walked once or twice the whole season. Let's see. Oh, no. He walked. Let's see. 31 times in 157 games. So, what does that mean? He was walking 4 times 6, 24, 5 times a month, or once a week. Practically once a week. All right, I remember them clapping when he walked. He went a long stretch without a walk. Adeiny Echeverria. Todd Frazier was on that 2019 team. J.D. Davis was on that team, and he had 22 home runs and batted .307. He had a good season, played 140 games. Not a lot of at-bats because he played towards the end of the lineup. Michael Conforto hit 33 home runs, batted .260 with 92 RBIs. Some of these players that Mets hung on to for a while had their better seasons. Jeff McNeil played the whole season, batted .320 with 23 home runs. What a great season Jeff McNeil had. High batting average, tons of power, 75 RBIs. Again, another guy who doesn't walk very much, only 35 walks. Let's see, Brandon Nimmo, 8 home runs, but had a .375 on-base percentage. Did not bat very well. He missed a lot of the season. He played only he played 1/3 of the season. Carlos Gomez came to the Mets for 30 games and pinch hit and hit 3 home runs, batted 200. He was an interesting character. He would swing out of his helmet all the time. Juan Lagares played almost 260 at bats, 130 games. Did a lot of defensive work in the outfield towards the late innings. 5 home runs, 213 batting average. Here are my pitchers. Wow. Jacob deGrom, Marcus Stroman, Zach Wheeler, Steven Matz, and Noah Syndergaard. Right here is Noah Syndergaard. That was the. Oh wait, no, that was 5. But hold on. You've got Jacob deGrom is there. Okay, yeah, that was their starting 5, and I got the tall pitcher cards. He also bought the tall pitcher cards. It seems that some numbers have been written over. Don't know exactly what that means. Got to ask him. So these are the tall pitcher cards. And there's some elements of Fall Classic and some elements of Field Day in play ball. So fascinating genius of a guy, Greg Sylvan. Rest in peace, by the way. Here are the Mets. Relief staff, right? Brad Brock, I think it was. Robert Gazelman, Tyler Bashlor, Jerry Familia, Juris Familia, Luis Avilan, the lefty, Justin Wilson. He had an excellent season. I remember that season. He had an excellent season. 254. I'm right. 254 ERA. Pitched 39 innings. He was a 1-inning guy from the left side. Seth Lugo pitched in the as a reliever as well. He had an excellent ERA with 6 saves and a 2.70 ERA. Mets had a heck of a team. This is the guy that totally lost the season for the Mets. This is the guy. In 2019, that was his first season with the Mets, if I am correct. Came from Seattle, joined the Mets, and he really, really struggled. He had Edwin Diaz had 26, a right-hander, 26 saves, 58 innings pitched, showed up in 66 games, struck out 99 in 58 innings pitched, which is outstanding. His ERA, almost 6, 5.59 ERA. And I think this is his home run rating. He's got an 8 home run rating. They removed something and they added, I'm not sure what that's all about. But the starting outfield, these cards are interesting. Okay, every card has the same starting outfield and it gives you the stats. So you can use this almost like a guide for the pitcher and a guide for the starting team, so you can see his assists, his R. I'm not sure what that means. Like I said, I don't know this game. I have not looked at the rules, but I was told that the rules were somewhere. They're coming, from what I understand. So anyway, this is Play Ball Baseball, and Jacob deGrom's card. Let's see, that's how sometimes I get an idea of. Okay, so this is his batting card. This is deGrom's batting card. I believe. It's from 11 to 88. 11 to 18. I'm not even sure what dice you used to play this game. Not sure. I don't remember very well. I think were they 8-sided dice? I'm not sure. Not sure. But I'll figure it out. Let's look at my boy deGrom's card, because he was lights out. He was he was lights out. 200 innings, 2.43 ERA, 255 strikeouts, 44 walks, 11-8 record. Did not allow a lot of home runs. He was outstanding that season. Almost won I believe he won 2017, the Cy Young in 2017, the Cy Young in 2018, and I believe he won he was one of the chosen one of the finalists in the third consecutive Cy Young, but somebody else had a great season that year, and they beat him out. But man, in his prime, he was lights out with a 1.50 ERA, a guy that anytime somebody got on base, he got the next few guys out. It was pretty unbelievable. Where you're thinking, okay, there's nobody out, there's second and third, and all of a sudden he strikes out the side. It was like, holy smokes. It blew me away. For 3 seasons, I watched him every single game, glued to the TV, because that was like watching, the any Cy Young Award winner, any Hall of Famer, at his best. Steve Carlton or Vita Blue in his 71 season, or Seaver in his 71 season, or all the greats, any of the greats, Clemens or Pedro, any of the greats. He was unhittable. He was just really, really outstanding. And his slider was, he had no problem getting any right-hander out. It was super easy. He had this slider. The fastball and the slider was unhittable. It would go right like a fastball to the last minute, and then die out to the bottom left hand of the plate, and the guys would swing and miss it every single time. It was just mind-bending how good he was in those seasons. If you ever get a chance to go back and watch some video, he was just something out of this planet. So it's and that's really the last complete season that he ever had with the Mets. 20 was a half season, and I believe he was injured. 21, he was injured the whole season. I think he came in for just a handful of games. And by 22, I'm not sure. When was it that he joined? Okay, 23, I think he joined the Rangers. So 22, he was injured as well. He was just injured for every season. 2020 was okay. 21, he was injured, I believe. 22, he was injured. And 23, he was injured. And then 24, did he join the Rangers last year? Yeah, he joined the Rangers last year. Last year was when he got his Tommy John. Did he join the Rangers in 22? I can't totally remember, but I remember this is probably the last season, and the Mets had an outstanding staff, so I definitely would like to play that season again. Let's see what else I got. I got another box. I have another box for 2019, and I love 2019 just because of that Met team. I thought that they if it hadn't been for Edwin Diaz he blew a ton of saves, blew like 10 saves. If he would have held on and won those games or saved those games, the Mets would have had, their record would have been 96 and 66, and they would have been a team to contend with for sure. I got another box here, so we're gonna open this up. I think the gentleman told me that, I get some rules, like it's a complete game. So it's going to tell me everything so I can read the rules and learn how to play it. And I love all of Greg Sovan's games. He is, genius. And you can, there's always the remnants of our classic games in his games. You can see that he was a guy that played. He was a guy that played our games when he was a kid, and was just a super creative guy, who always wanted to kind of add something. Say, oh, this game can have this, and it can be real simple to play. So I find his game super easy to play. Super easy to play, and they have advanced elements. It's not just rolling for home runs, right? They've got a lot of, but it's very simple, straightforward. It's not, there's no chart lookups really. They're very, very minimal. I think Field Day beats Fall Classic in terms of the fewest number of chart lookups. I think, and if you watch me play Field Day on my channel, you'll see that I can play the whole game. There's no chart lookups. There's very few, right? There's very few. So just imagine that. You can literally play all of Field Day and have maybe one chart lookup, maybe, or two. Depends if you roll that, I forget what it was, 54, I think it was. Wow, what is this? Oh, this is the American League now. This is the American League. And these are some generic batting cards. So you can, if there's players you need. And these sets are, you know, they're pricey. They can go for $60, but then you got to pay shipping, which is another $20, and taxes. So that comes out to be, you know, $85. But that's what it costs. It's not like, oh, this guy, these guys are ripping us off, right? It's not like that at all. It's just that paper's expensive. This is top quality card. This is the kind of shiny top quality card that's super expensive. They give you all the players, modern era. Now, I don't know if these cards come with all the players. What they normally do is send you the PDF with the set. When you buy this set, you get the PDF. They do card everybody with 15 and 15. I think it's 15 innings pitched, but, you know, always correct me, always double check. 15 innings pitched and 15 at bats. Anybody who had fewer than that, it's on the PDF that they send you, right? All right, so play ball. I'm going to have to look at the rules a little bit. Probably look at them tonight. Just and I did play this, and I started playing it, and I kind of said, oh, this is kind of cool, but at the moment I was starting a new job, I think it was, and I was, you know, trying to figure all that out, so I didn't really have too much time to and before that I was having a surgery, and I was just having fun with what I was doing, right? So that's a lot of, so I, you know, and I really like getting into the rhythm of playing games. I think there's several of us that do the, you know, that play and that you know, stream and then record games and so on. And there's several guys that play the same game all the time, and then you have several guys that play 2 or 3 games all the time. But there's others that can somehow play one game today, a different game tomorrow, a different game the following day. I really enjoy games when I can get into a rhythm of playing them like on a daily basis several times, and I really enjoy them a lot more than just jumping from game to game. I found that out. So I'm still figuring myself out even. And, you know, so now what I'm doing is I'm streaming like the latter parts of games, like if it's a 2-2 tie, or if it's even a blowout, right? If it's a 2-2 tie in the 7th with 2 really good pitchers going at it, I may record that one and do like 3 innings of that, like the highlights, right? I also do highlights at times, depends. So if I have a really great, or if I have a blowout, I may just do an inning and a half just to show you guys, and because a lot of what I'm doing is talking about these different games as well, and talking about what I think about them, talking about how they play, talking about mods that I use, mods that you can use, facts. Oh man, I get the facts as well. Look at that. You don't have to use charts. You just pull a card. Wow. These haven't been cut very well. Huh. Well, at least this one hasn't. This top one hasn't been cut very well. It's off center. But all these are on center. That's weird. Not that I care. I mean, you can still see it perfectly, and they're in like great shape. So this is an outstanding set for sure. Now, when you order from ASG, you will find, I'm going to look through the rules in a second. I may do it on a second video. How many minutes do I have on this video so far? I don't even know how many minutes I have. And I have this other thing here on the top. That shouldn't be there, but I'm going to leave it. I don't want to move that stuff here. Let me just, no, I don't want to do that either. All right. Yeah, I'm good the way I am. I can move this to the bottom, but let me see. Hold on. Let me just move that to the bottom. Order. Move down. Hold on. I'm going to order and move bottom. There we go. Got rid of it. We'll open this window, or we'll move this up just a little bit here. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm probably going to do take a look at the rules. And I like to take a look at the rules on camera before I really know. I like doing that. It's kind of more, I feel like it's more spontaneous, and I feel I don't have it all planned out in my head how I want to present it. I feel that you know, I don't know. I think it's an interesting approach. It's like live, right? You're doing something live versus you have it all pre-prepared and all scripted out. You're just kind of improvising. Wow, I got a lot of facts here. So I got 5 envelopes of facts. I may have even more sitting around over there. This is 2019, somebody, Boston, Yankees. I don't even know I don't even remember the 2019 Yankees anymore. Houston. And that's it, guys. All right, so my Mets are here. That's a good thing. That's an exciting thing. Got to put those away. And in my next unboxing, I'll look at the rules. I'll try to give you guys... Oh, I get some charts. Some they printed out. They played this a little bit, and then they just kind of gave up on it. But teaches you how to play the game. And thank you very much for the guy who sold this to me. He didn't make really much, get much of his investment back, but hey, the fun we have with these cards and the experience is how we get paid, right? We get a payback. And as long as you can sell them off and give them to somebody who wants to use them, and I told him, hey, I'm going to put this on my channel, and I'm going to thank you for doing that. And he's a class act for sure. And if anybody ever needs something from me, just reach out. And if I can help you out, I try to protect my stuff, put them in sleeves and stuff like that. So the day I do sell them, and I don't expect to get my money back. If I played a whole season with a set, I just expect to protect them and pass them on to somebody else. Because that enjoyment that I had playing that whole season, like I'm doing a 5-team replay right now with Fall Classic. That is enjoyment enough, and when I sell them, if I can, just sell them for the shipping and maybe a little bit more, that's fine, and I'm happy with that because I really got my fun out of them, but I like to protect them. So anyway, all right, guys, this is Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. This is spring break, and I will be playing a couple more games. Check out my channel. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to be playing a little bit of long ball. I haven't played that in a while. It's a little tricky to play long ball, and when I get into it, I'd like you to kind of check it out. It's got this stand-up chart, and it takes up a lot of space, and the writing is really small, so I have to use like a magnifying glass to kind of look, and I'm thinking of just laying it out on my desk, although my desk is not very wide. And then I have a lamp on the other side that's kind of clamped onto the desk, so that takes a little space away. So I'm going to try to see how I can do that. And then if I put the cards on the chart, then I'm going to have to constantly move them, although the bottom of the chart is like bases loaded, runners on second and third, runners on first and third, that sort of thing. So the bottom of the chart doesn't come up as often as the bases empty or the runner on first part of the chart, which is on top. So I may still be able to sit my cards. I want to play the 1969 World Series. They also have the 2016 World Series. I thought I printed that out, but I don't think I did. I do like the 20 and long ball baseball. Fascinating game, real retro feel. But they did something a little funky that I'm having trouble wrapping my brain around. Let me explain to you what they did. So when they sold this 1976 set, it was the 1975 players that they put into 1976 teams. So if they sold the set in March or in February and guys didn't get to their new teams or guys didn't get called up to play the season, they won't be on those teams. Either they're call-ups or they're guys that got traded or got released or whatever late before the game was or after the game was released. So then you'll have some players on some 75 players, because there's 75 stats, but they're sold as 76 season. So those players on the 75 teams, right, were moved around the league into the teams. Like if you got traded October, November, December, January, right, or you're a free agent or whatever, you're probably on your 76 team. But if you got traded in February, March, April, and at any of those 3 months, you're not going to be on your team. If you were called up, after spring training, if like Butch Weiniger, right? Butch Weiniger was the catcher for the 76 Minnesota Twins, but he was not available in 75. So they never made his card because they had printed those cards and sold the game prior to Butch Weiniger ever showing up. He was, I guess, a top prospect, and he played. He was ready to play in the majors, and they saw that in spring training, and he joined the team. Well, if you try playing the 75/76 season, you're not going to have Butch Weiniger on the Twins. You're going to have the catcher, one of the catcher that was a part-time catcher, and then you're going to have the catcher that played in the 75 season, because it's the 75 stats that they put into teams up to like January for the 76 season, and they sold it as, hey, you can play the 76 season as you watch the 76 season. Nobody did that, right? So they were a little bit groundbreaking and so forth, pioneering something that's interesting that now you can do that, right? Well, you can't do that really at all. The one that comes closest to it is History Maker Baseball. History Maker Baseball puts out the season in August, right? Like they have enough stats in the middle of August to kind of create a reasonable facsimile of how the players will perform. That's 5 out of 6 months, and that's plenty. And it's a well-designed game. I don't play it that much for different reasons, but I don't hate the game. And I think the game has its charm for sure. There's something, it's a little bit chart heavy for me, flipping the book. I'm an APA guy, so you can memorize a lot of APA charts pretty much, except like, unusual numbers that don't come up that much with first and third or bases loaded or stuff. That would be a little harder. You could memorize those two ultimately. I find that there's several, like, you get a result and then you have to read, does this happen? Does this happen? Does that happen? If it doesn't, then you're going to go to this place, to that place, and then they send you to third place, and then a fourth place, and then a fifth place, and now you looked in 6 different places for the result of one at bat. So, but again, like I said, if you get into it, if you're playing it every day, don't get me wrong. If you play it every day, if you get into a good rhythm, if you start memorizing, you can move that up, and it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Okay, I'm making it out to be that bad because when I went back to play it after not playing it a long time, it was like a bumpy, road for me. It was, it was a little bit rough in me trying to, okay, and then this color comes up, I got to go to this page, and then all of a sudden there could be an error. Now I got to go to the error page, and then I got to look at the card, what is his characteristic, and then I got to go back to the error page and read it. I struggled with it. So it's not the game itself, but I know that if I put that game out on my table and played a whole month worth of games, I would be flying through that game pretty well. So don't get me wrong when I say, look, it can be bumpy. It's usually every game can be a little bit bumpy at the start. So I encourage you guys, if you have that hunger for learning something new, for trying something new, doesn't mean, you can't play the game that you love. Right, you can still play that, but I think we have such a great hobby, and we have so many great games, and such a short time to play them. I think we should try that out. Try to play a new game every so often. There's some really, really well designed games, that use modern stats and use just modern thinking, where it's brilliant. And of course, here it is, Greg Sovan. I'm sure that I'm going to find this game a lot of fun as well, and I'm going to get into this game because he's got a lot of seasons with Play Ball. He's got more seasons with Play Ball than he does with Field Day, and I think Field Day, out of the 3 games, if you had a top 5 games, you could put Field Day at the top and make a good argument for it being probably the best game. But again, Fall Classic is right behind it. Really well done, and then of course Play Ball, I'm sure is just as good as both those games. The guy was just he was really smart. He includes stuff that a simple basic game would never include. They couldn't even figure out how to include it, right? And then when they did, they created all these patches. It's like, you take your tire in and it's got plugs, 3, 4, 5 different plugs, and it's not the same. It's a dangerous situation. Anyway, Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. I know there was a lot of talk. A lot of them, I only unboxed the team that got me very, very excited, but I think that's how I do most of my videos. I think, and if you have any interest in me pulling out something and showing you a little bit better, maybe when I get into it, I'll start doing videos on how to use the facts, how to read the cards, and on, and the rules, and what I find that's a little clumsy in the rules, or that's a little curvy on the rules. You know, there's always a part that's a learning curve on these rules, generally speaking. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, comment, whatever you think. And let me know if there's a team you want to see, or if you want me to look at a certain part of the rule book. I will go through the rule book a little bit and get some ideas and see if my memory starts coming back to me. All right? Take care, guys.